Hi guys, Mark here for KetoKitchenCollection.com, and today's video is about how to not crash your metabolism when you're on the keto diet. So when people use the term crash when talking about their metabolism, it's basically just slang. It essentially, what people mean, or what the term means when you crash your metabolism, is that essentially your metabolism is affected or is slowed to a degree where it starts to give you some kind of negative side effects. Okay, so what you might experience is you'll have slowed or plateaued weight loss. If you've got a calorie deficit and you're doing all the right things and you've lost weight to some point, eventually it's going to slow down and stop, typically because your metabolism is slowed to sort of match the amount of food you're eating and exercise you're doing. You may find that you get some lethargy. You just feel tired and maybe a little bit run down more often than not, or more often than you used to. And you may also get irritable. I know that if I don't eat enough, my metabolism starts to slow down, then my irritability starts to increase. So why does the metabolism slow down? Like I touched on before, it's normally, well, pretty much entirely, if you're just not eating enough, or if you're eating less than what your body needs typically to maintain a healthy body weight, or less just than you used to. So as you eat less, your metabolism will eventually slow down to meet the energy requirements that you're taking in. And it does that because if you're in a position of being in famine or you're starving, your body wants to slow your metabolism down and have you using less energy just so you can survive. It's a survival mechanism. The trick is, though, obviously you want to avoid this. You want to keep your weight loss going. You don't want to be lethargic. You don't want to feel irritable when you're on a keto diet, or any diet for that matter. But the point the 2 points that you want to keep in mind when you're dropping calories to lose the weight is, number one, don't drop them so low that you feel that kind of lethargy. And the other point, which kind of follows on from that, when you do have your calories fairly low, I've found personally that I will adjust to that and I'll start to feel okay with those low calories and a slower metabolism, thinking that I'm still doing okay, but really I'm not, and my weight loss will plateau and stop. So that's the second point. Number one, you might feel lethargy. After a while, if you're like me, you'll get used to that and you'll be able to keep functioning okay. And number two, if your weight loss then plateaus or stops, your calories are probably too low, your metabolism's too low, and I'll tell you how to fix that in just a moment. But the point is not to jump into a diet too quickly and drop calories too low too fast, because you're just going to drop your metabolism down to match it really fast, and you're not going to get the weight loss progress you want. There is a happy middle ground. So if let's say the calories you need to maintain a healthy body weight are, let's say, 2,200. It could be anywhere between 2,000 and 2,500 for a man or a woman. It varies a little bit. But if it's 2,200, I probably wouldn't drop it by any more than about 20% to start with. So you're probably down to around 1,800 calories. If you drop it down lower, and I've experienced this, you will end up feeling lethargic and irritable and have those other side effects fairly quickly. But you also don't want to, if you drop it too little, you're not going to get the weight loss results you want either. So there is a happy middle ground. The best way for you to figure it out is to just test it out. Just try it. Pick an amount of calories, like I said, 1,800, and just try it for 2 or 3 weeks. See what your body does. See how you feel. If you need to adjust it up or down, then do it. But you'll never know if you never give that a go, okay? So the tricks. A couple of tricks that you can do to keep your metabolism firing. These are probably not often talked about, and they're things that you can consider incorporating in your keto diet to keep the metabolism going, keep the weight loss going, and keep yourself feeling good. So trick number one, if you exercise, you can typically eat more, okay? And if you eat more, your metabolism's going to keep firing at a higher level. So let's say you've got, for example, you're on 1,800 calories a day and you're losing weight fairly well, but you start to feel a bit lethargic. Excuse me. You start to feel a bit lethargic. Maybe your weight loss starts to slow a little. If you add in 200 calories of exercise, of course that's going to make more of a calorie deficit and you'll potentially keep that weight loss going. But that might just make the lethargy worse, okay? If you're already feeling lethargic and tired and unmotivated, going and doing half an hour running on the treadmill or whatever it might be probably isn't going to sound real good to you, and it's probably just going to make you feel worse. What you can do is spend 20 minutes or half an hour on the treadmill, burn 200 or 300 calories, and then go and eat 200 or 300 calories. So they've kind of negated themselves, but you've got an exercise, which is always going to be beneficial, and you've got in that extra food, which is going to stoke that metabolic fire and keep it going faster for longer, okay? And that's what you want. That will help to offset that lethargy. And this is what I've done in the past to try and help me feel better when I'm in a calorie deficit, trying to lose weight as quickly and effectively as I can. So that's trick number one. Trick number two, excuse me again, is to have a refeed day. So a refeed day when you're in a keto diet does not mean that you eat carbohydrates. It means you keep eating keto-approved foods, keto meals, you just have a lot more of it. So for example, if you're on whatever it might be, 1,500 calories, 1,800 calories a day, and you're losing weight reasonably well, but you're just feeling maybe a little bit lethargic, or even if you're not feeling a little bit lethargic, every perhaps 2 or 3 weeks, I wouldn't go, sorry about that, I wouldn't go any more often than that, but maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, have a refeed day where you eat maybe 50% to 100% more calories. So if you're on 1,500 calories a day, just on that third week, pick a weekend or whenever it is when you're at home and just shovel in food. Eat your fill. Eat more than you fill. Keto-approved food only, but eat as much as you want, and maybe even force feed yourself, because your metabolism will fire up to process that food. And look, some of it may get stored as fat. Don't worry about that, guys, okay? If you're eating a calorie surplus on that day, you won't notice the amount of fat that you store. Unless you're crazy lean already, you won't notice any fat that you store, and your metabolism will stay fired up for, days, if not weeks to come, at a higher level than it would if you didn't do that refeed day, okay? So that is a trick that some physique competitors use when they're getting ready for a show and their metabolism's really slowing down and they're feeling sluggish and they're having a hard time shifting that hard-to-move body fat. They'll have a refeed day. It'll fire up the metabolism, they'll feel a lot better, and they'll go forwards with better progress than they would have without the refeed day. So that's trick number 2. So guys, hopefully that's given you some ideas and help on how not to crash your metabolism, for want of a better term, how not to slow down your metabolism, how to keep it going as quickly as possible while you're still in a calorie deficit and trying to lose that weight. If you do have any questions, post in the comment section below. Be happy to help you out. If you got any value or entertainment from the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.